Hi, this is Melanie of Pardesi Reviews, and I'm here to review the Tamil film Karthi, starring Karthi. If you're new to Pardesi Reviews, I do film reviews and trailer reactions of Tamil, Telugu, Malayalam, and Hindi cinema. I saw Bigel, and then I was really busy with all the Diwali parties going on here in my town, but message after message came in. You have to see Karthi. You have to see it. You have to see Karthi. You will like it. You have to see it. It had very limited showtimes here because theaters are full with Bigel and other big films that are out. But I made sure that I saw it today, and it had a pretty good, decent crowd. I really like the actor Karthi. I've seen a few of his films. I think he's a very fine actor. I've seen him do humorous roles. I've seen him do more, intense cop roles. This was something really different. That teaser trailer that came out, whoa. Okay, like you see him just eating this biryani and he's got the dangling handcuff and you're like, what is this about? Is he an escaped prisoner? Because that's what the title means, prisoner. What is this all about? I was not familiar with this director, so it's only a second film for Lokesh Kanagaraj. This is quite the ride of a thriller. I'm just going to tell you. Okay, I don't want to give a ton away, but really he sets the whole thing up in the first 10 or 15 minutes. There's been a drug bust. There's a lot of drugs. The cops are trying to keep it under wraps. The gang that sells the drugs are trying to get the drugs, and they're trying to kill the cops who found the drugs. So where does Karthi come in? He kind of gets just kind of drafted in. He's not a cop. He had been a prisoner. He just wants to see his daughter. And so, the first moments of the film are seeing his daughter. So I'm really not spoiling more than the first couple of minutes. And so that is his motivation. And this cop who's injured, played by Narain, Karthi is the only one that can drive a truck. So this film goes back and forth between, we're seeing the little daughter, we're seeing kind of this whole odyssey trying to get from point A to point B to save some people in this huge big lorry truck that only Karthi can drive. And then there's also a police station, and there's this kind of, rookie wouldn't be the right word. George Marion plays this character named Napoleon, who kind of, there's like a standoff, with people trying to get in and barricading, and it has action taking place in several different places, and it's so well scripted and put together. And through most of the film, everything it doesn't necessarily feel masala. It feels like, it's extraordinary things that are happening, but it's still kind of grounded in reality. And it's only at the end that do we get kind of that gravity-defying kind of masala fights at the very end. And then there's an explosive, really final climax scene. There's some really good villains, notably Arjun Das as Anba, which I'm not sure that I have seen him in a film before, and he was really intense as one of the villains. I don't want to spoil much more of what happens, but there's another character who's kind of along for the ride in the lorry thing, and he's like a caterer who knows a back way to go. I think that actor's name is Dheena. He was really good. He kind of gives us our moments of humor. But Karthi's performance is so intense. He's kind of bulked up. He looks different than I've seen him look in other films. He just has this intensity, this intense stare. And like that scene where he's just eating a whole bucket full of biryani. Oh my gosh. There was a moment in the trailer, and it's a moment in the film too. It sounds like the simplest of things, but just the way that he's doing it and the attitude that he has, incredible. He's great in the action scenes when they come, and this is a thrill ride. I would call this a thriller. You are on like a roller coaster ride for this whole movie. This script is really well done, and like I said, it only gets kind of crazy fights at the end, but mostly I was like, wow. I just was really impressed at the script, especially of the performance of Karthi. Now, if you haven't seen the film, it's great. Go see it. If you have seen it, I have questions. So this is a little bit of a spoiler section, so please skip over this if you haven't seen the film. Okay. I felt like there was a class or a caste something going on. Why do you think there's certain fight scenes where the cop who is injured, I know he has a broken arm or a shot arm or whatever, but he just yells at Karthi to go out and deal with the crowd of thugs unarmed, and he doesn't help him in any way. It never gets to a point where they're a partnership. It's always that the cop is yelling at Karthi's character to just deal with whatever problem. And I mean, I know Karthi is supposedly playing kind of a simple man, and I mean, there's the power balance of he's a prisoner on parole who the cop can threaten him with that. I get that, but it seemed like there was more there, and the subtitles were not giving me those clues, those verbal clues that may have come through in the Tamil. So I'm curious about that. I just was wondering, like in a Hollywood film, would they become sort of partners by the end and be fighting together? I mean, at one point there's that one guy that just is throwing rocks. Like, I mean, even the cop was the busted arm. I don't know. There were so many moments where, I know it's kind of a masala thing to just let the hero just fight it, fight the 30 guys by himself. But at a certain point, it got odd. Like, where did that cop go? Is he really that injured right now? I don't know. Maybe it's just you don't ask questions. You just enjoy, I guess. But I did enjoy this film. I'm interested in seeing this director's first film, which I don't believe I had caught, and I want to see if it's on streaming. Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what this guy does next, because this was really out of the ordinary script and really exciting filmmaking. Okay, let me know what you thought about the film in the comments below. Follow me on Twitter at PardesiYT. Subscribe here to Pardesi Reviews, and if you hit the bell when you subscribe, you'll never miss another trailer reaction or film review.